So could you please state your name and please spell it for me?
Dave Ring, that's R as in rotten, I as in idiot, N as in no, G as in good.
And how'd you become a member of the radio station?
I was out in Colorado visiting a friend of mine who had been a member of WONY, and she worked at a radio station in Crested Butte, Colorado, KBUT, and I was on her show, which was called Live from Utica, and I just had a blast. I had a blast being on the radio, and it was so much fun. So in the fall of '95, when I got back to Oneonta, one of my students, or former students, who was a member of WONY, sent out a request, faculty requests, for songs that the faculty would like to hear played on her show. And so I sent in a group of requests, and I also sent in a little note at the end asking if I could become a DJ. And I didn't hear back, and eventually I found out years later that the E-Board had actually discussed whether or not they were going to allow a faculty member to become a DJ. And then I heard from her that yes, you can be a DJ, but I'm going to train you. So I was trained by one of my former students, and they had fun training me. You know, I want to tell you about the only exam I was ever as nervous taking as the written exam for to become a member of the radio station was my PhD comprehensive exams. And I got 103 out of 100 on my written exam because there were some bonus questions. So, and that was in the spring of '96. So in the fall of '96 was my first show on the air, and it was 5 to 8. It's been I think 10 or 11 years now that I've been actively involved with the E-Board, and it's just great. And of course, all of those years, whether I was actively involved with the E-Board or not, I've had a radio show, and that's just a real kick. It's just a blast.
What kind of music do you play on your show?
I play the name of my show is Roots and Branches, and I've had that show since the fall of 1998. And that music is anything that has its roots in the blues or in Celtic music, I will play. So I play jazz, I play folk, I play roots rock, I'll play old soul music. I love old soul music, old R&B. I like to say my show is like that club in New York, CBGB's OMFUG. And of course that stands for Country, Bluegrass, and Other Music for Uplifting Gormandizers.
So we're here at the 50th anniversary of WONY. What does it mean to you for the station to be celebrating its 50th?
It's just wonderful, and you know what's really fun is just seeing everybody who's come back. You know, and the enthusiasm and the love they have for the radio station. You know, the friendships and the camaraderie and the great times they had when they were on WONY. I mean, you know, that's you can see it. I mean, you know what great friends you've made at WONY, and that's nothing new. But that's a characteristic of Oneonta State in general. I mean, people come here. Our students tend to be very friendly, and that kind of friendships that they make and learning to get along with people, it's one of the real advantages that our students leave here with. And so you will find that the fact that you were able to make such great friendships here and also acquire skills that you may not have acquired if you hadn't been in radio, those things are going to serve you really well in life. And you know, no matter what you do, I mean, whether you stay in radio or you just go out and do other things, it doesn't matter what you do in your job. As long as you are enthusiastic about your work, and people pick that up when they're at WONY. I mean, you know how WONY kids are. They're as part of WONY, they're always very enthusiastic. They love being here, And that passion they develop for WONY, no matter what they do, if you have a passion for something, you're going to do it well. And so those kind of friendships and passion that they develop, it serves them well, and that's why they come back, you know. And also to reminisce. When you get old, you reminisce about some of the things you have when you're young. But by the way, getting old is really good. I mean, because, well, your income goes up. That's one thing that's really good about it. But, you know, you have kids. Most people have kids. For those of us who never have kids who are college students, our kids are our students, and you get to see how well they've done. And it's always great to see people who've been here. You know, Rob, from somebody who just graduated last year to they're sitting over in the corner eating sandwiches behind us, to, you know, people who, I met somebody who was, you know, here in the very early days. And so those kind of friendships that, you know, the reason they're back is because of the friendships they developed.
What would you like to say to WONY?
Thanks. Gotta get a little emotional. Yeah, thanks. I've been on the air 32% of WONY's life. Great fun.